All right, so this is going to be a much shorter video than normal, um, because a lot of this video is like you kind of playing around with something and like exploring something for yourself. So I'm not really going to do it for you. All right. I really encourage you to kind of go through these steps on this whole front page and, kind of discover this for yourself. I'm just recording this video to kind of go over some things for some kids who are maybe absent or for people just going back for studying purposes. So, sine, all right, is basically what we are learning about today, the sine function, okay? And sine, it says right here, but it's the ratio of the side opposite of an angle to the hypotenuse, okay? So if you remember what a ratio is just a fraction, okay? So if we want to find the sine of A, we want to look at the side that is opposite of A, okay? So that'd be 3, and it's the ratio of that side to the hypotenuse. So the hypotenuse is 5, right? So the sine of A would be 3 over 5. And you can do this for both angles in a right triangle. So if we can also find the sine of B, so the side opposite of B is 4. Now the hypotenuse is still 5. And so the sine of B would be 4 over 5. All right. And that's kind of how sine works. And you can use this to solve problems. Now, they ask you some more questions here. Again, if you missed or something, I would encourage you to kind of go through this, see if you can figure this stuff out for yourself. Okay. Now, when we get to the bottom, why is this important and how will we use it? Okay, so this is how you actually use sine to solve problems. So we kind of talked about 30, 60, 90, where in 45, 45, 90, those special right triangles where you have the relationships among the sides. But you can actually figure out side lengths for any triangle as long as you have an angle. So let's say right here we have 50 degrees. So that's our angle. So the way that you can do this, so you know that the sine of 50 equals opposite over hypotenuse. Okay, that's what we were just talking about. So the side opposite of 50 is x. So we've got x over the hypotenuse is 38. So we've got the sine of 50 equals x over 38, okay? And so we can solve this. It's very easy to solve. You want to get x by itself, so you're just going to multiply both sides by 38. So x equals 38 times the sine of 50. Now, how can we figure out what that is, okay? So we're actually going to bring up Desmos, and we want to type in 38 times the sine of 50. Now, before you do that, you have to click this rich up there to bring up the settings. And you see these two buttons right here that are flashing back and forth. You have to make sure it's set on degrees, okay? Radians is something else that we'll talk about later. So what we want to do, so we can type in 38 times, and if you click functions, all right, right here on the right, you can click sine. It's the one in the very top left. So it starts you out in trig. So sine, and our degree angle was 50. So 38 times the sine of 50. Now we're going to round these, okay? So we can say about 29.1. So x, the side length, is about 29.1, okay? And that's what you're going to do. So I encourage you to go in through Desmos and actually type this in yourself because you need to be able to know how to do that, okay? And you can do this for different things. So like if we look at this problem, okay, it's a little bit different. You always want to start it the same way. So you always want to start by writing out your trig function. So we've got the sine of 50 because that's our angle. Now this time, the opposite of 50 is 100. So we're going to put 100 over x. Okay, 100 over x. So this one's a little bit different to solve, okay? The reason that this one is a little bit different is because The x is on the bottom, okay? So what you have to do when the x is on the bottom is you have to actually first move the x up to the other side. So if you multiply by x on both sides, this will cancel out. And so that leaves you with x times the sine of 50, then you just divide by the sine of 50. So I know this is weird, but like the sine of 50 is just a number, okay? So these cancel out. So x equals 100 divided by the sine of 50. And so we want to figure out what that is. So we can go to Desmos, type in 100 divided by, click functions, click sine of 50. So that is 130.5. So that would be our answer for that problem. The hypotenuse would be 130.5. Okay? So what I want you guys to do is to try these four. All right? All four of them are going to be either the top one or the bottom one. The bottom one's just a little bit of an extra step where you end up dividing at the end, whereas the top one you can just multiply right away. But go ahead and try these problems on your own, see how you can do. And then if you have any questions, come let me know. Thanks and have a great day.